are, which makes sense. But now, how are we going to, like, is the creator like a vacant landlord? So it's like the creator just created us, put us on this world, but actually didn't tell us what to do, how to do it. There's no consequences to our actions.
No, I definitely believe in consequences of our actions.
Right.
So my dad is a Christian and my mum was a Hindu.
Another one next to you.
So like I've learned from like their teachings over the years. So I definitely do think there's consequences for our actions, and
So who's right? Your mum's side or your dad's side?
I think for me personally, I think there's truth in every single religion. I think there's beauty in every single religion.
100% agree with you. Yeah, but they all can't be 100% correct. Yeah, especially when some of them contradict one another. So yes, yeah, nice little loophole. They all got truth in them. They all have beauty in them, which I agree. However, which one is in totality from God, from the creator of the heavens and the earth? How do you define God firstly?
You asking me how I define God? Just it's just the all high, like all high.
The Almighty,
All high.
all-knowing.
The universe, as some people like to call it, the universe, spirit, like it's just everything. Do you get what I mean?
I get what you mean, but it's kind of leading to confusion now, because Christian will say spirit, and then you've got Hindus who will say everything because it's pantheism.
Yeah.
So, like, again, now you're starting to contradict yourself. The Quran gives a full-on definition, yeah, chapter 112, and it says Allah is uniquely one. Yeah, He is self-sustaining, eternal. He doesn't have offspring, nor was he born, and there's nothing equal and comparable to him. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah? In Islam, we worship the creator, not the creation. We believe that Allah isn't the universe because Allah created the universe. Allah is separate from His creation. Yeah? And Allah created us for a purpose, told us what that purpose is through prophets and messengers, specifically chose to articulate the message. Yeah? And I keep using the word Allah, 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 due to the fact that some people, when we say God, they might imagine something blue, an elephant with 6 arms, God becoming a man dying on the cross. These are things as Muslims we separate ourselves from. We don't believe God created the world in 6 days and rested on the 7th. Allah does not need to rest. Yeah. So I would say, as someone who believes in God, yeah, it's about actually seeing what's innately true. Does that make sense? If you ask a small child, where is God? The small ain't gonna point like this. Up. Does that make sense? And the Quran references this. Allah is above His creation, upon His throne. The mercy descends. The Quran is from Allah. It descends, it comes down. Does that make sense? So Allah is up. And there's hadiths in regards to that. So if you ask a small child again, yeah, how many gods are there? They're not going to say multiple. They're going to say one. Does that make sense? And it's profound. Even if you ask a small child if there's a creator, they'll say yes. They don't need to be taught it. They get indoctrinated into not believing in a creator. Yeah? But it's natural to believe in a creator. I would argue it's unnatural to be an atheist. Yeah? So a child will be like, yeah, what do you mean? Like, of course, something created us. It's better than us. And it's one. It's not going to be multiple things. So I'm saying, now that we've got like an innate foundation, and by the way, this is referenced in hadiths in regards to the fitra. We believe every human soul is created, every living thing is created upon fitra, which is a natural inclination to good, a natural inclination to believe in a creator, to want to worship the creator. But then the society changes you. How do you feel about what I've said thus far?
Yeah, do you know, like, even before today, I wanted to actually read the Quran, just to get some insight.
I would say that look, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in divine decree. Yeah, and I was gonna state actually that you've been searching for Allah, for the Creator, and Allah has brought you here. Your friends and means as well, qadar of Allah. Yeah. So now that you're here, what are we gonna do with it? Does that make sense? Allah, the creator of the heavens and earth, wouldn't just create us and not actually communicate to us how to live, and wouldn't leave it to our kind of subjective, our own way. Yeah, because do you believe in heaven and hell? Yeah, then that's even more profound, because like, what do you need to do to enter heaven? What do I need to avoid to avoid hellfire? Yeah, and I'm like, if there's such a big cost, then the message, the description, the what's the word, guidance needs to be to a higher standard, because it's like, look, oh, I behaved X, Y, and Z. I followed my desires. I didn't have an alternative. But then Allah would say that no, we gave you alternative. We sent prophets and messengers. You know, I mean, to articulate where like there's been day-to-day signs. Does that make sense? And now, are you going to reject those signs to kind of follow your whims, your desires, or are you going to think to yourself, no, I'm going to submit my will to the Creator? Muslim means someone who submits the will. Does that make sense? How do you feel about what I said thus far?
Yeah, I'm open to learn more.
What would you need to know about the Quran to believe it's from the Creator, heaven and the earth? What's your criteria? And it's a difficult question when you're put on the spot if you haven't reflected on it. I would argue it would have to be something that's perfectly preserved, because Allah is perfect. What's from Allah must be perfect. So the message has to be perfect. It has to be perfectly preserved. Yeah, there can't be any mistakes in any contradictions in it. When it talks about subjects, it needs to be expert on it. So when Allah talks about science, it gets it right. Talks about history, it gets it right. The linguistic miracles. Yeah? Now, I would argue the only book, the only religious scripture that meets that criteria is the Quran. Because even Allah says in the Quran that, look, if there was any doubt in it, bring something like it. So Allah is challenging you to bring something similar to the Quran. No one's bringing it to you. Yeah? If there was, if the Quran was anyone from apart from Allah, then you would find mistakes in it, contradictions in it. The Quran doesn't have any contradictions. It's making a claim. Yeah. Then it makes a claim that it's from Allah, and Allah will preserve it. Now we have over 200 million people who have memorized the Quran word for word, letter for letter, dot for dot. Quran is the only religious scripture that's been preserved through oral tradition. Does that make sense? We've preserved the Arabic language by preserving the Quran. Yeah? How do you feel about this?
Yeah.
If you Google Quran Birmingham manuscript, you see non-Muslim academics stating that they have Quran from the carbon date to the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad. So I think that's proof of preservation. What more do you need? Do you have any questions for me?
No.
What's your takeaway from this conversation?
Well, as I was saying to you, like, it's been something that I've been wanting the Quran to read.
Why?
Do you know what it is? I like to learn about every single religion. Like, just so, because I like to meet people from all different walks of life, and I like to learn about them and what they believe and all of that. The Quran is one thing that I haven't really studied too deeply as of yet, so it's been something that I've been wanting to get.
Are you doing it out of like this politeness? Are you doing it out of this kind of curiosity to know what Muslims believe, or are you doing it to find purpose in life?
I would say a bit of both.
Okay.
Because I mean, I don't really know what my purpose is as of yet. It's something that I'm searching for, but
How do you feel about this? You search for your purpose, yeah, You could be right, you could be wrong. Yeah? You might find your purpose, or you might just follow your desires. Or the creator of the heavens and the earth created you and me with a purpose, and that purpose is to worship him alone. This life is a test to test who's the best in deeds. That makes sense? How do you feel about that? Because at the end of the day, there's nothing in Islam, in the Quran, which is forbidden, which is good for you. And there's nothing.
No, that is true. Well, I agree. Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, you're agreeing now with the limited knowledge, interaction you've had with Islam, but the more you delve into it, you'll be like, whoa, it's right. It's like, at the end of the day, because it's a big claim. I'm saying it's from Allah. And the creator of the heavens and the earth. So then whatever's from, are you guys in a rush, by the way?
No. We're just trying to get to like one shop and that's it.
What time does that one shop close?
I have no idea. It's bank holiday as well. Yeah.
So it's either, what time is it? Okay, I don't know what time it's going to close.
What time is it? 5 or 8.
I'll wrap it up in the next 2 minutes. And yeah, so I'm saying that, look, the one who's everything, everything that's created, right, is given an instruction manual.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that as human beings, we need instruction manual, we need guidance. And Allah, the greatest of all instruction manual is the Quran, because it gives us complete divine guidance. Yeah. Do you know much about the Prophet Muhammad?
Not too much. No.
Yeah. Basically, if the Quran is true, then the person who is revealed to must also be a true messenger of God. Through his lifestyle, you see, he's the only person who actually gave no problem.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect example to mankind. Does that make sense? 1400 years ago, when you had different churches, different theologies kind of debating, do women's have souls? So he was giving women's rights. He was saying that the best amongst you is the one who's the best to his wife. A man came and asked him, who amongst you, who shall I give my companionship to? He said, your mother. Who next? Your mother. Who next? Your mother. Who next? Your father. So it shows the mother is getting the gold, silver, bronze, and the father's getting the runner-up. Because it's like, it's telling us how to prioritize. Does that make sense? 1400 years ago, in the final sermon of the Prophet Muhammad, he said, no white man is better than a black man. Him being an Arab, he said, no Arab is better than a non-Arab. What differentiates you is your God consciousness. You know what I mean? We don't know what our God consciousness is. You know what I mean? It's within our hearts. It's within like how we connect with Allah, our behavior, and so on and so forth. So I would seriously say, don't procrastinate. Read the Quran. If you've got any questions, ask your Muslim friends, family, and connect to your local mosque. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think, yeah, it's important. Like right now, you yourself, what is your takeaway from like you coming from a mixed background? So your mom's Hindu background, your dad's Christian. So it's like, what does that make you?
I'm literally in the mix as well, I would say. Like, it's a strange one because from the things that I've learned about both religions, I believe in some from each sort of thing.
With due respect, you may become at risk of making your own religion, because then you're just taking a little bit. And I think that, look, whatever's from the creator of the heavens and earth must be 100% correct. So you can't, I would argue that there's nothing in Islam which you're going to disagree with. So once you look into it, it's not like, yeah, this makes sense. Oh, but I'm going to leave that. No, you're just going to be like, yeah, this makes sense. Okay, this is a bit difficult because of socialization, or this one I need to look into a bit more. Oh, now it makes more sense. Now I get it. But I think whatever's from the creator of heavens and earth, in totality, you're going to be like, yeah, this is right. There's nothing, there's no need to basically pick and choose. I sincerely appreciate your time. And yeah, the brothers are here usually on Saturdays. So if you've got any follow-up questions, and yeah, just make sure you read the Quran as soon as you can, yeah?
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Take
Have
care.
a good evening.
You too. I hope your shop is open.
I hope so too.
Assalamu alaikum.